What is up, guys? It's Cal, and today I've created the ultimate raid dungeon mount drop guide for you guys. Now essentially what this is every mount drop from raids, dungeons, even world bosses, just any mob in the game that you just run up, you kill, and it has a chance, maybe a 100% chance, maybe a 0.1% chance of dropping a mount. Now how the layout of this video is going to go, it's not exactly going to go in expansion order because that's kind of useless because, you know, Vanilla and Cataclysm are combined a bit. It's really going to go in order of like fastest route to take to get from one dungeon to the next, and then after that it's kind of going to go in expansion order. You'll see. Now, even though I already said this, I just want to reiterate that this guide is going to focus on mounts that drop from world bosses, raids, and dungeons, where you just have to kill one thing for the mount to drop. You don't have to do any like long process for a mount like not Kazuma or Alani or anything like that. So let's get started. First up, we're going to start in Southern Kalimdor with AQ40. This is the Temple of AQ, and this is a farmable one. Now you're most likely going to get this mount. This is the blue, green, yellow, and red Karaji Resonating Crystal mounts, and these drop from the trash in the raid. As long as you just do the raid, you're going to get every single one, well, most likely, because they're fairly common drops. Now these mounts, by the way, you can only use inside the raid. There's another mount from Archaeology. I'm not really going to go in depth into that, but it allows you to use a Karaji mount outside of the raid, but that's a whole different scenario. And the next one, we're just going to go right over to Oldham with Alkir, Throne of the Four Winds raid, and this mount is Drake of the South Wind. Now you can do this on normal 10-man, and because it's a raid, you can do it once per week. Just kill Alkir, and you have a chance at getting the mount. Now next up, we're going to go to the dungeon, the Vortex Pinnacle, with Alteris, which is the, I believe, second to last boss, and this is Drake of the Northwind. Now you can do this on normal difficulty, meaning you can farm the mount. Now in Mr. Pandaria, Blizzard implemented a thing that made it so you can do 10 dungeons, normal dungeons, within an hour. Before Mists, I believe it was 5 dungeons, but then they upped it to 10, so you can do, what is this, Vortex Pinnacle 10 times within the hour to possibly get this mount. Next one is Caverns of Time with the Culling of Stratholme. Now you have to do this on Heroic, and this is a timed run, but you have 25 minutes to do it if you're level capped, or even if you're 100, or even if you're just a high level, you out level this dungeon, you're going to get it. It's not difficult. It is the Bronze Drake. You just get to the end. You're not going to go to the last boss, Mal'Ganis. You're going to go to a side path beside him and kill the Infinite Corruptor, and he will drop the Bronze Drake mount for you. Next up, we have Dragon Soul. Now, there are 3 mounts to drop in Dragon Soul, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'd recommend doing it on Heroic. Now you can do it on 10-man, because that's easier than 25-man. And I'll say why in a minute. First off, we're going to talk about Ultraxion, who has a chance to drop Experiment 12B. Now he has a chance to drop that on normal and Heroic. This is Dragon Soul, this is a raid. You can only do it once per week. Now next up, we have Deathwing, the last boss, who can drop 2 mounts. One is from normal and one is from Heroic, except the normal mount he can also drop in Heroic. There are some people that have said that they got both mounts on Heroic. That is the Blazing Drake and the Lifebinder's Handmaiden, which Lifebinder's Handmaiden is from Heroic and Blazing Drake is from either difficulty. So with those 3 mounts, I would recommend just doing Dragon Soul on Heroic. It is soloable by 1/10, by the way. Now if you don't know how to do the Spine of Deathwing boss, because that is the only boss in that raid that is a bit tricky, and at level cap you can easily wipe on that, there's a video that I'm also going to be uploading at the same time as this one that shows how to do the Spine of Deathwing. It's not really difficult, you just need to know what to do exactly. Next up, let's go up to Duskwallow Marsh with Onyxia's Lair, and this is the Onyxian Drake. Now, it's just one boss, Onyxia. You can do this once per week. Normal, well, you can't even do Heroic because Heroic raids weren't out yet, but you can just walk in, do it on 10-man, and you'll have a chance to drop the Onyxian Drake. Now next up, if you're Horde, you can go up to Orgrimmar, take the portal to Deepholm, and then go to the Stone Core. And this is the Vitreous Stone Drake, which you can do on normal difficulty, meaning it is farmable. You can do it multiple times. Now next up, you can head up to Hajal for Firelands, and you can do Firelands on normal difficulty, 10-man. You can do this once a week. And first boss we're talking about is Elisrazor, who drops the Flame Talon of Elisrazor, and then Ragnaros, who also drops his mount on normal, and that is the Smoldering Egg of Milagazor. Sorry, I probably said that wrong. Now next up, let's go over to Eastern Kingdom with Zul'Gurub. Now you have to do it on Heroic. I don't even think you can do it on normal, so set it to Heroic, meaning you can only do this once a day because it's a Heroic 5-man. And this place drops 2 mounts. First boss is Bloodlord Mandokur, and he drops the Armored Razashi Raptor. The next boss is the High Priestess Kelnara, who drops the Swift Zolian Panther. Then we're going over to a Deadwind Pass on the Eastern Kingdom. Now let's go to Karazhan, the Burning Crusade Karazhan, and you can just walk through the front door, walk straight to Ottoman the Huntsman, who has a chance to drop the Fiery Warhorse Reigns. You can do this once a week because it is a 10-man raid. Now next up, we're going to talk about the one that can't really be soloed at the moment, which is Return to Karazhan, the Legion version. And this says Ottoman the Huntsman, once again, you can do this once a week. Has to be on Mythic difficulty, and he has a chance to drop Midnight's Eternal Reigns. Now there's another mount that drops in Return to Karazhan, has to be Mythic. It's a timed run, and it's Nightbane. Now if you don't know how to unlock Nightbane or how to get to Nightbane, I made a separate video on that. I'm not going to go really in depth into that. There will be a link at the end of this video to it if you want to check that out. But it is a timed run, and one person in your group has a 100% chance to get it. So it will always drop Nightbane, but you might not get it. Someone in your group might get it, and that is once a week, and that is the Smoldering Ember Worm. And then after that, if you're Alliance, you can head up to Stormwind, take the portal to Deepholm, go to Stonecore, and do what I said before, do normal Stonecore, kill Slabhide, you can farm it, and he has a chance to drop the Vitreous Stone Drake. After that, we're heading way up to Stratholme, and you do have to take the side entrance, the East Wall Gate. This is the final boss, Lord Arius Rivendare. Now make sure that when you kill each of the bosses, you have to kill each of the bosses to get to them. Make sure when you kill each of the bosses, you walk into the little like huts behind them and kill all the guys in there. I kind of forgot to do that the first time I was there because that will unlock the door to get to them. And this is farmable because it is a vanilla, there's no heroic dungeon of this, and that is the Death Charger's Reigns, which is what he has a chance to drop. After that, we're heading more up north to Zol-Amon. Now you have to do this on heroic. This is a timed run, and you have a 100% chance to get it if you beat the timer. And it is from the second to last boss. It's Akasha's Bag is what the thing is called, and it is the Amani Battle Bear. You have a 15-minute timer at the beginning, and then each boss, except I think the third boss, will increase the time by 5 minutes, but at max level, it's easy to solo, honestly. The next up, you want to take a trip to Shattrath by getting there with whatever means necessary, and then take the portal to Isle of Quildanos, and then go to the Magister's Terrace dungeon. Now you have to do this on heroic, so you can only do it once a day, and you're just going to go to the last boss, Kel'Thas Sunstrider, and he has a chance to drop the Swift White Hawkstrider. Next up on our list, go back to Shattrath, go to the Sethek Halls, which is in the Gul'dan. It is in Shattrath, or not in Shattrath, but it's in Terokkar Forest. You have to do it on heroic, Sethek Halls on heroic, and then defeat Anzu, who has a chance to drop the Raven Lord mount. Now there's not many mount drops in Burning Crusade, so we're going to go up to the Netherstorm, Tempest Keep, or the Eye, whatever you call it. You can only do this once a week because it's a raid. You can only do it on normal, can't do it on heroic because that wasn't a thing back then. And you're going to kill Kel'Thas Sunstrider once again to get the Ashes of Alard. Now this is soloable, just in case you were curious at all. I mean, it's a Burning Crusade raid, but yeah. Next up, we're going to Northrend, go to Dalaran. I feel like that's the easiest place there to port to. And we're heading to Wintergrasp. Now your faction needs to control Wintergrasp to do the Vault of Archivon. Because it's a raid, you can only do this once a week, while you do it on normal because heroic of it isn't a thing. And you can do it on 10-man normal and kill all of the bosses because they all have a chance to drop the Grand Black War Mammoth. Next up, we're going over to Borean Tundra to the Nexus area, and we're going to the Eye of Eternity. You can do this on 10-man normal, and Malygos has a chance to drop 2 mounts, Azure Drake and Blue Drake, and actually has a chance to drop both of them. A lot of people have said that they've gotten both on the same run. Now to Dragonblight, you're going to go to the Obsidian Sanctum. Now you have to do this on different weeks because of how raid lockouts worked in Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, there might be, I think a lot of people find exploits on how to do the same raid twice in a week. If you know an exploit to do it, you can leave it in the comments below. But you have to do it in 10-man and 25 man, which drop 2 separate mounts, and you have to do the 3 Drake version of killing Sartharian, meaning you don't kill the Drakes around him, just go straight Sartharian, kill him. The 10 man version drops the Black Drake, the 25 man version drops the Twilight Drake. Now heading up to Iceground, going to ICC, do it on Heroic. You have to do it on Heroic. This is when Heroic raids were introduced, so you can only do it once a week because it's a raid. And just go to the very end, kill Lich King to get to the Invincible Reigns. Now it is soloable. You don't have to kill Valther or whatever the healing boss is named. They took that requirement out a while back, so just go straight to it. Also, they make Gunship a lot easier in case you haven't done ICC in a while. So go straight to Lich King, kill him, and he has a chance to drop Invincible. Storm Peaks is where you want to head next and do Ulduar 25 man, and there is no heroic version of Ulduar, but there are like heroic versions of bosses by meeting separate criteria for each of the bosses. You only have to do the heroic version of Yogg-Saron. Now what that means exactly is you have to kill Yogg-Saron with no helpers or no keepers helping you. Those are the keepers in the middle. Don't talk to any of them, which makes Yogg-Saron supposedly more difficult, but if you're 110 or even 100, Yogg-Saron is super easy, and you can only do this once a week, and he has a chance to drop Memoron's head. Now at Howling Fjord, you want to do the Utgard Pinnacle Heroic Dungeon, so you can do this once a day. Go to Scotty the Ruthless, who's the second to last boss, and he has a chance to drop the blue Proto-Drake. Now next up, we're going to the Mists of Pandaria. We're going to Pandaria, and you want to do Siege of Orgrimmar on Mythic difficulty, so you can only do it once a week, and you want to kill Garrosh Hellscream. Now I know what everyone's thinking. Is this soloable? For a 905 Hunter? Yes it is. It wasn't too difficult, it just takes a while. They did take out the requirement of needing 2 people for Galakras some time ago. I think it may have been with Legion's launch, or may have been before that, I forget. But yeah, it's soloable, it's doable. So kill Garrosh on Mythic, and he has a chance to drop the Kor'kron Juggernaut. Now we're about to get into our first world boss drop. Now before that, we're going to go into a bit of intermission. What I mean by that is that you can buy bonus roll coins. Now the bonus roll coins that are useful to you are the Elder Charms of Good Fortune, which you want to have 2 of those, and you get those at this location in Talong Steps. They cost 50 Lesser Charms of Good Fortune, and you can get Lesser Charms of Good Fortune by I think just killing rares around Pandaria. So you want to pick up 2 of those because the mounts can be bonus rolled off of the world bosses. And at a certain point, you might, if you can port to the Timeless Isle, you can pick up 2 Magu Runes of Fate, which cost 1,000 Timeless Coins. Just get Timeless Coins by killing some things around the Timeless Isle, but 2 of them are used for bonus rolls. So now we're going to talk about the world boss Shaw of Anger in the Kunlai Summit. Now you only have a chance to get a mount from him once a week. He drops the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent, but the problem with him is that he doesn't have a lot of health, and there's always people hunting him, and he dies quickly. Now this location that I'm at right now, you can see every single spawn point for him, but usually when you see him spawn, by the time you get to him, he's already dead. So just try to get to him as fast as possible. If you do get to him, just tag him once. Don't be a jerk and instantly pop all your cooldowns to kill him. He's not difficult. He won't kill you, I swear. And as I said before, you can bonus roll to get a chance at getting them out as well. Next up, we're going to talk about the Zandalari Warbringer and the Kunlai Summit, which is at this location at 7567.6, or at that point of the map. And it has a chance to drop the Slate, Amber, or Jade Primordial Direhorn, and it has a 50-minute spawn timer. Now, still in Kunlai Summit, we're going to go to the Magujon Vaults, to the second to last boss, Elegon. It is soloable, and you want to do it on normal 10-man, so it's easiest, and you can only do it once a week. And Elegon has a chance to drop the Astral Cloud Serpent. Now, you cannot bonus roll the mount off of Elegon. Next up, we're heading way north to the Isle of Giants, to Ndasta, who's a world boss. You can get it once a week. He drops the Cobalt Primordial Direhorn and has a 15-minute spawn timer. And you want to use, if you have them, you can use your Magu things for the bonus roll to get an extra chance at getting the mount. Now from there, head over to the Jade Forest to 52.619, or this spot on the map, to kill the next Zandalari Warbringer, who also has a 15-minute spawn timer, and has a chance to drop the Slate Amber Jade Primordial Direhorn. Then we're going to head over to the Timeless Isle, to this part of the map, which is where Gul'dan spawns, and I don't exactly, now here's the thing, I don't exactly know Gul'dan's spawn timer. I think they may have reduced it in the expansion, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I believe it's less than an hour. It's either 50 minutes or it's 15 minutes. And he has a chance to drop the Thundering Onyx Cloud Serpent. Now the thing is, I used to camp this guy all the time for this mount, and I come to kill him once for the video and I end up getting the mount, so they may have increased the spawn time, or the chance to get the mount. Now next up we're going to the Valley of Four Winds, to the next world boss, Galleon, who has a 15-minute spawn timer, and you can use an Elder Charm of Good Fortune on him for a chance to get the Son of Galleon's saddle mount. Now in Crossring Wilds, next Zandalari Warbringer at 38.8, 67.6, or this part of the map, has a chance to drop the Slate Amber or Jade Primordial Direhorn with a 50-minute spawn timer. And then over to the Dread Waste, the next Zandalari Warbringer at 47.2, 61.6, at this exact point, same spawn timer, same mount. And then the last Zandalari Warbringer is in the Talonlong Steppes at 36.6, 85.6 at this point. Yeah, same stuff as before. Now we're going to the Isle of Thunder, to the next world boss, Nalak, who I believe has a 15-minute spawn timer. You can do this once a week, and you can use your like Magu bonus roll things for a chance to get the Thundering Cobalt Cloud Serpent. Now we're going to go into the Throne of Thunder raid. You want to do it on 10-man normal for the easiest. It is soloable. You can do this once a week. And the first boss, Horadon, or the first boss that drops him out is Horadon in there, and he has a chance to drop the spawn of Horadon. And the next up is G-Kun, which is soloable, and has a chance to drop the Clutch of G-Kun mount. So now we're going to fast forward to Warlords of Draenor. Now you can do these in any order you want. It kind of depends on if you're a Horde or Alliance, where your garrison is located. But I just did Archimonde first, and Hellfire Citadel. Now you have to do it on Mythic difficulty, meaning it's weekly. Is it soloable? I don't know. Probably not for me. Maybe if you're like a Death Knight, you can maybe solo Mythic Archimonde. You probably can, honestly. He didn't have like a terribly too much health, but Mythic Archimonde drops the Felsteel Annihilator. Next up is the Blackrock Foundry, which you have to do on Mythic. I feel like I could probably solo Mythic Blackhand, I don't know. He had 120 million health, I believe, which I've done that before. I don't know. Maybe you can solo him if you're super awesome. I did not, though, as you see I'm in a group, and he has a chance to drop the Iron Hoof Destroyer. And the next up is a world boss in Draenor, Rukmar, who is soloable. I did solo him. You can do it once a week. And if you have any of the bonus roll things from that expansion, I did not, I don't think so. You have a chance to bonus roll the Solar Spirehawk from Rukmar. He had, I think, 47 million health. So if you think you can do that, then you can solo him. Oh, he's in the Spires of a Rock, by the way, if you weren't able to tell by the scenery. And now last, but certainly not least, in Legion, Gul'dan, who drops 2 mounts. Now, one of the mounts that Gul'dan drops is the Living Eternal Core, which, according to his loot table, drops on any difficulty except LFR. So I don't know, maybe if anyone's seen it drop on Mythic, I'd like to know. But the other mount, which as of making this video has a 100% chance to drop on Mythic difficulty, is the Fiendish Hellfire Core. Now that's going to change when the expansion, probably the next expansion comes out. I don't think it will change when Tome of Sargeras comes out, but who knows. Now it is a raid, so obviously you can only do it once a week for a chance at the mount. And yeah, that is all of the mount drops for bosses, dungeons, and world bosses. Now there are some rares out there. I know there's a rare in, I believe it's Deepholm, that has a really rare chance of you even spotting them. That has like, I think 100% chance to drop a mount. There's also another one in Oldham, which is like a camel. I didn't include those because they're very rare. I just thought I'd mention that before someone commented it. So anyway, if this video was helpful at all to any of you, you can leave a like on it, you can sub to the channel for more videos like this. and I'll see you guys in the next video.